Good morning, folks. This is your old pal, Uncle Al. Last of my coffee. And yes, it's one of my favorite coffee cups. It's a little doggy. Okay. Uh, I'm not a lawyer. Excuse me. Excuse me. Not a lawyer. Still have this nagging cough. That's why I'm going to another doctor. Because they're afraid I'm very susceptible because of the smoke issue. Now, I had to talk to the principal and the teacher of my grandnephew's great grandnephew school on the Constitution. Article 3, Section 3, very clearly right in their face. And I have to tell them it was changed over the years, very clearly. Why nobody charges people with treason for two reasons. Okay? First, in Article 3 of treason, it's typically death. Okay? If you're aiding, abetting, in sound mind with a foreign power for money, you get paid, all right? Or if you, are in the military and you turn your guns against your fellow soldiers and you open fire on them, that's a death penalty for high treason or treason. Okay? Treason falls in separate categories and it's different in each country and stuff. But in the military, unlike the Manning case, that was different. He was nuts and he got tired. He had combat fatigue. On military issues, you have to check with a military lawyer. But if you turn your weapon against your own troops, yeah, that's a death penalty. Death by hanging or firing squad. Now, in World War II, we had a few folks that broke a few laws, and in World War II, they were really serious. Any infraction of the treason charge. That's from cowardice to going nuts, black marketeering, white slavery, you name it. Everything you can imagine, people got executed. I think 42 people were executed in World War II. Now, the most common thing for treason, all right, that's why they don't charge treason, is they take the common cases, all right? Death is only for extreme cases, all right? Unless you go up and you kill an official of the federal government or state government, you go up and you execute them. That's a death sentence right there, okay? But most common is you get 5 years in prison, or depending on the crime or not. 5 years in prison, either state or federal, depending on the crime or act committed. Right? Additional charges. The additional charges for treason can be added on. Like you were transporting weapons, you were paying off goons there's other things they could tack it on. So you can get up to 20 years for it. So 5 to 20. All right? Fine not less than $10,000, and other fines could be added onto that. And liable for damages. If you set a fire like National Forest or property, tear down federal statues without proper channels and stuff, you could be fined for damages for that until it's paid off your entire lifetime. So understand that one. Okay? Shall not be incapable of holding any public office. Not locally. You cannot be in a political party. You cannot be in any public office under the U.S. control. Most cases, after you serve your time, the U.S. government has an option. Okay, let's say you do prison and you got 5 to 20 years. You can be deported if they find the crime is so heinous. You can be deported. There's other sections like the RICO Act and other things. If you are found this, you can be deported as an enemy agent or enemy alien. Two, bad news. If once you leave the soils of the United States, you're an open target for anybody in the whatchamacallit, State Department, you name it, you're an open target. Now, a lot of people don't believe me, but there was a guy named Adam something, blah, blah, blah. Unnamed drone aircraft opened fire on his butt, his location, in 2015. We don't hear that guy named Adam anymore. Okay? Now, I think it was in Pakistan, I'm not too sure. But, like I said, deportation and the chance you might get removed permanently because you're not a U.S. citizen anymore. So I would check this over with a lawyer, a really good lawyer, understanding the articles of treason. That's why they don't charge treason. It's a serious crime. Okay, and also it's an easy crime to bypass. Now, I will try to do another video on sedition and sedition conspiracy. The Sedition Acts, God, what a mess. All right. Now, a lot of people don't understand that a lot of presidents gave blank amnesty to all soldiers in the first Civil War. Now, to bypass this, a lot of people didn't read the fine print, or they were like asleep in civics class and history class, and I don't think colleges ever teach this anymore. Sedition and conspiracy of sedition, or sedition of conspiracy. Those are the very heavy ones. Now, in extreme cases, extreme, okay, if you found espionage or you actually committed a violent crime against the United States, like you blow up something, thank you, weathermen, Black Panthers, you could be in prison for 5 to 20 years or life. Just they keep on adding stuff on the sedition charges, sedition acts. There's a lot. It goes back to 1786, and just you follow the years. There's high points on that, and then the biggest one was in the First World War, Sedition Act of 1917. Seriously, okay? And then you have sedition acts of the years following it. But you could get, the biggest thing was they had a big deportation cases from 1922 to 1926 where they, newly immigrant and also children of newly immigrant, if they were caught in a hostile act over the government, or they were doing something illegal, or they were hurting U.S. troops or something like that, non-violent ones, not a problem. But violent ones or organized ones were, and that was case for deportation. And a lot of them ended up in Soviet Russia. Now, Stalin knew what was going on. He went sort through everybody, and some of them benefited and helped the Soviet Union. Others went to the gulags in Siberia. So you check that with a lawyer and a historian. Okay? And also ask Wayne of the Ungrateful Peasant. Sorry, Wayne. Of the Ungrateful Peasant on this thing. I haven't did a video on sedition. When I checked on my notes on sedition, it's like, good God, that's going to be more than 10 minutes. So anyway, you have a nice day. Today's September 17th, first day of the 114 days of of winter. Already we have phase 2 in certain areas of the U.S. You should be prepared by now and got your stuff. If you're a little late, please watch these channels. Old School Prepper, CORSAIR Trainers. He has a big playlist. Go check them out. Magnify the Imagination with Read if you're doing for power and solar and gardening and stuff. Okay? You check those channels out. And also, please pray for WD Rock and Roll in Oregon, and Old School Prepper, and Tinker's Wife in Oregon. All right? Thank you, folks, and you have a nice morning.